Ladies and gentlemen, lend me your ears and your eyes. Diva Divine Light, live from Brooklyn, New York.
With no delaying for what you saying, yo. Said it with my 9 million with the dilly, yo. When I be on the mic, yes, I do my duty, yo. While up in the club, I be while in the studio. You don't wanna violate, nigga, really and truly, yo. My main thug, nigga named Julio, he moody, yo. I'm a nigga that'll slap me with the tulio. Bitch, nigga scared to death, act fruity, yo. Fuck that, nigga, shorty, she a little cutie, yo. The way you shake it, nigga, wanna get all in the booty, yo. With no delaying for what you saying, yo.
Diva Divine Light.
Really my heart to me. Fuck me, see what you got for me. Put more than years with my eyes to see. Still $1 in the place to be. If you really my heart to me. Fuck me, see what you got for me. Put more than years with my eyes to see. Still $1 in the place to be. If you.
You're watching Diva, the Divine Light. A fun-loving, caring, passionate person who talks about sex, celebrity, and real-life issues, and even abuse. So hit that like button and make sure you share the show.
Really my heart to me. Fuck me, see what you got for me. Put more than years with my eyes to see. Still $1 in the place to be. If you really my heart to me. Fuck me, see what you got for me. Put more than years with my eyes to see. Still $1 in the place to be. If you really my heart to me. Fuck me, see what you got for me. Put more than years with my eyes to see. Still $1 in the place to be. If you really my heart to me. Fuck me, see what you got for me. Put more than years with my eyes to see. Still $1 in the place to be. If you.
Here comes the pitch, and it comes in wide. On the combo.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning and good evening to some. What's going on? I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. It is Monday, and I got hit up in Pacer about our boy Don Russell and his whole Curcio hearing. Ha ha, ha ha. Yes. Uh, Second thing on the list. Microphone check 1, 2. What is this? Please give me a thumbs up, guys. Let me know the mic is working. I don't sound like a robot. I'm good to go. Please. Thank you. Give me a thumbs up, please. Gracias. And then I will continue. Let's see who's in the building. Black Girl Beauty. Hi, sister girl. What's up, mama? Bev Davis. Hey. Sonia Davis. Hello. Welcome back. Cat Talk. What's up, Cat? Noonie. My mama. Hi, Noonie. Shorty Rara. What's up, Shorty? Flawless. Nisi Poo Poo. What's up, Nisi? Just the tea, please. Hi, baby. Cheeky. Cheeky. What's up, baby? Give that girl a kiss for me, too. Danny. Hi, Danny. Hello, my beautiful ladies in the chat. Wings, good morning, baby. Hi, my sissy poo. What's up, baby? Okay, I sound good. Thank you, guys. So, good morning again to those in the bushes. Hi, ladies. And if there's any haters, hi, haters. Eva, what's up, baby? Hi, good afternoon or good evening for you. So, like I said, I got an alert in Pacer. They said Don Russell. Let's see what they talking about with this Curcio hearing of his, guys. Let's see. What are we talking about? Okay, guys, so I'm gonna go off the screen. I'm not gonna see too much of the chat, but I got my phone with me. So every so often I will peek over. Okay. Yes, please make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you are not subscribed to the channel. And welcome, everyone. I am Diva Divine Light. Yes, Ruffles, girl. Ruffles is Ruffles. Mr. Ruffles. Tap dancing waffle. Right? Mhm. Okay. So this came out April 18th, 2022, which is today. I don't remember what hour it came out, but it came out sometime this morning. Maybe even a little while ago. Not too long ago. And it is the United States versus Don Russell, criminal docket number 20-427 AMD. Dear Judge Donnelly, the government respectfully submits this letter to notify the court regarding a potential conflict of interest involving attorney Michael Freedman. Now, attorney Michael Freedman um, was just hired by Don Russell. He was just the new lawyer retained. Now, it's mighty funny how you know that there could have been a conflict because apparently Michael Freedman had a contract going on with R. Kelly to be his lawyer in one of his federal cases. So I'm thinking it was probably the federal case in Chicago, or it might have been in New York. I gather it would be the one in New York because Michael Freedman is representing Don Russell in New York, right? So I guess it would be the New York trial. He tried to hire Michael Freedman for, but it didn't work out because he was never retained. Let's put it like that. He never got retained for some reason, whatever he couldn't afford him or whatever it is. He was not retained by R. Kelly. So, but they did have conversations, I gather, right? So this is more or less like the conflict of interest because um, you can't have the same lawyers represent you in each case. But um, like, see, Don Russell wouldn't be able to have Michael Friedman and R. Kelly have Michael Friedman at the same time. That's a conflict. They can't do that. I don't believe that that could be possible. I'm gathering from, the way they're stating that there's a conflict, right? All right. So I could be wrong, guys. Remember, I am not a lawyer. Okay. I am not a lawyer. All right. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just trying to figure this out just like everybody else. So if I'm wrong, please correct me, someone. They know how to correct people. Thank you very much. Okay. So the potential conflict of interest involving attorney Michael Friedman, who represents the defendant Don Russell in the above captioned case. As set forth below, the potential conflict arises from Mr. Friedman's prior discussions with a prospective client. As we know, prospective client is talking about R. Kelly, who ultimately did not retain Mr. Friedman. But the conflict is they had discussions. So that can be a conflict, right? And my allergies are off the hook today, guys. The government advises the court pursuant to its obligation under Second Circuit law, so the court may conduct the appropriate inquiry pursuant to United States versus Curcio. And then they cite the law, the case law. And then it talks about the background. So, background is on or about October 8th of 2020, a grand jury in the Eastern District of New York issued an indictment charging the defendant with interstate stalking in violation of 18 U.S.C. 2261A to B. And then it says see electronic filing number 11, which is the indictment. Specifically, the indictment charges that the defendant, together with others, knowingly and intentionally used the mail, the internet, and other facilities of interstate commerce to engage in a course of conduct that caused, attempted to cause, and would reasonably be expected to cause substantial emotional distress to Jane Doe and Jane Doe's mother, with the intent to harass and intimidate Jane Doe and her mother. And we know that Jane Doe would be Faith Rogers and the mother would be Kelly Rogers, because we know that he was taunting them, right? So details of the scheme are set forth in the complaint filed in this matter. See electronic filing number 1. As the court is aware, on the evening of April 12th, 2022, attorney Michael Freedman filed a pro hac vice motion to appear as retained counsel for the defendant. So April 12th, a couple of days ago, he put in 6 days ago to be his attorney, okay? Which the court granted on April 13th, the following day. They granted that when he had the hearing, right? Now, based on information received from Mr. Freeman, the government understands that Mr. Freedman previously had discussions with Robert Sylvester Kelly about representing him in connection with other criminal proceedings, particularly another criminal matter in this district, see United States versus Robert Kelly, 19 CR 286 AMD. Okay, so now we know, like I said, so now we know for sure, confirmation, he definitely was going to represent him in the federal trial in the Eastern District of New York, which he was convicted of 9 counts. Okay. Mr. Freedman and Mr. Kelly entered into an agreement in principle for Mr. Freedman to represent Mr. Kelly, which agreement was in place for a significant period of time. Ultimately, the agreement came to an end because Mr. Kelly did not transfer any funds to Mr. Freedman for the representation. So, in other words, he didn't retain him, right? He spoke to him, got into some sort of agreement, gave him advice, things of this nature, right? So, Mr. Freedman did not enter a notice of appearance in Kelly. Notably, during the trial in Kelly, over which this court presided, the government presented evidence relevant to the racketeering charge in that case, proving that Robert Kelly participated. So, along with the defendant in the same interstate stalking scheme with which the defendant is charged in the instant case, so Don Russell is part of the racketeering. He's part of the enterprise. So they put Don Russell part of the enterprise. Okay. Proved that R. Kelly did have an enterprise. Right? Okay. So now applicable law overview. All right. So I'm not going to read all the case laws that are in there. we're just going to skip it. I'm just going to go through the words. So here's an overview of applicable law, laws that count to the case, right? Okay. The Sixth Amendment affords a criminal defendant the right to effective assistance of counsel. That right, however, is not absolute and does not guarantee the defendant counsel of his own choosing. While there is a presumption in favor of the defendant's chosen counsel, such presumption will be overcome by a showing of an actual conflict or a potentially serious conflict. So it could be a serious or a potential serious conflict, an actual conflict or a serious conflict. So to determine if the defendant's counsel is burdened by a conflict of interest, a district court must investigate the facts and details of the attorney's interests to determine whether the attorney in fact suffers from an actual conflict, a potential conflict, or no genuine conflict at all. An actual conflict exists when the attorney's and the defendant's interests diverge with respect to a material, factual, or legal issue or to a course of action, or when the attorney's representation of the defendant is impaired by loyalty owed to a prior client. See, now the loyalty part, what they were talking about, the loyalty, the impaired by loyalty owed to a prior client, that situation is more or less what happened with Nicole Becker and the girls and R. Kelly. The loyalty, remember? It was speaking about the loyalty to this client and the loyalty to that client. So the defendant was R. Kelly in that situation. He was impaired by loyalty owed to prior clients, which would be the girl, Azriel, right? Then it continues to say that a potential conflict arises if the interests of the defendant could place the attorney under inconsistent duties in the future. So that's what they were speaking about as well with, that's why the judge was like, listen, you're waiving your right here. Remember, you're waiving it now. You're waiving your right. So, in case if something else happens in the future, okay, you can't come back and say on an appeal, da 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 da, she was no good. No, 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 can't do that. No, no, no. According to Judge Donnelly, that's what she said in that case, right? So now we're going to go to mandatory disqualification. So, if an attorney suffers from an actual or potential conflict of such a serious nature that no rational defendant would knowingly and intentionally, and intelligently, let me read that over. Hold on. If an attorney suffers from an actual or potential conflict of such a serious nature that no rational defendant would knowingly and intelligently desire that attorney's representation. Thank you. Right. The government's right. Like, why would you hire Michael Freedman knowing that he was going to represent R. Kelly? Okay. Why did he do that, guys? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Why do you think Don Russell did that? My opinion, I think that Don Russell did that so he could stall his case. He's stalling. This is a stalling tactic. okay? Why would you sell your house, put shit up for bankruptcy, claim that you're broke, right? But then you're going to go and retain a lawyer because now you want to drop the public defender and hire a lawyer where you got to pay out of pocket, right? And then the lawyer that you pick was going to represent your brother. So now you have a conflict and you just retained him. So you're wasting your money. I'm confused. This shit is funny. Hold on. I'm gonna turn to the screen so I can see what y'all saying because that's funny. So let me just finish this last and then I'm gonna go to you guys. Let me reread that again. Okay. The government said, wait a minute, hold up. What are you doing, Don Reese? Don Ruffles. Ruffles. Tapping. Tap dancing. What was that show he was in? Daughter to Hey, I forgot the name of that show. Where they all tap dance. Irish tap dancing, and I love that shit. And I can't get the name of River Dance. You tap dancing, river dancing fool, you. You is you slow. Good. I cannot. Why R. Kelly always have these dum dums around them? Like, what's that lady? What's that? Birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. Just a bunch of big freaking dummies running around R. Kelly, including him. So, wow. Okay. Strategy tactics. Let's read that again. Mandatory disqualification. If an attorney suffers from an actual or potential conflict of such a serious nature that no rational defendant would knowingly, okay, no rational, okay, somebody who got it all up here now. Use your common sense now. That no rational defendant would knowingly and intelligently, you big dummy, desire that attorney's representation, the court must disqualify that attorney. Such per se conflicts of interest are not only unwaivable, but are of such a serious nature that if allowed to persist through trial and conviction on appeal, they result in automatic reversal without requiring a showing of prejudice. Described more fully below, the Second Circuit has recognized only two categories of conflicts that are unwaivable, where counsel is not admitted to the bar of any court and where counsel is implicated in the defendant's crime. So, unwaivable conflicts would be that the attorney did not recognize himself to the bar of any court, right? He didn't put in a notice. He didn't, put in a notice to represent the person. I believe that's what that means, to be recognized. Hi, my name is so and so. These are my licenses. This is where I'm eligible to work and my credentials, and I want to represent this client. He just retained me, putting in a notice, right? to recognize who the counsel is to the bar, right? And the court. So that's one issue. And the other one would be where implicated in the defendant's crimes. Like, say, for instance, Nicole Blank Becker, who was in Richard Arline's situation with Azriel. So we know that was a conflict right there, right? Let me see what you guys are saying before I continue. Let me go to my ladies. I know y'all in there clicking. I'm looking at the phone now. Let's see. Yes, this is the government, baby. This is the government. Yes. The government has put in for his Curcio letter, his Curcio hearing. Okay, so let's go up a little bit, see what you guys are saying, and then I'll continue. All right, and I'm going to say hello to everyone who. Hey, Candy. Welcome, welcome, new member. Welcome, welcome, baby. Welcome, welcome. Oh, by the way, guys, if you see your badges have changed. Your badges have changed, guys. I switched the badges around. If you noticed, did you see the new little badges, y'all? Yes. Thank you for that, Candy, and welcome, new member. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Uh-oh. There's a muffling sound. All right, guys. Did you get to hear me reading? Was everything okay? Okay, let's see. Yes, that is a word, baby. Cheeky says Don is a part of RK Enterprise. Hello, fat boy. Hi, my brother. Hello, Karen A. Good morning, good afternoon. Okay, let's see what else. April Showers. Hey, auntie. What's up, baby? Okay, everybody's saying hello. Okay. I love you guys that you guys always say hello to one another. Okay. Flawless says, by the way, drops for beauty print tees are coming this week. So I hope everyone as excited as I am. We are, baby. Let me know when you're gonna do it, mamita, okay? And I can stream your we'll do it like we did last time, all right, mama? Let me know when you're gonna do it so I can set up a live and we can stream your um your beautiful presentation for your line of t-shirts, okay? All right. Hey T Bam, what's up, mama? Just V, what's up, my freaking leak? Okay. What Missy? Hi, baby. I hope you're well. Give kisses to your babies for me too. Hey Blade, what's up, boo boo? Love from the bushes always, baby. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, I'm just going through you guys, seeing you guys. I love you. I love you, Eva. She said, "Ooh, Classy J, thank you, Mama. I miss you, baby. How are you, baby? We miss you, baby. I'ma drop the link. I'ma drop the link for you in a minute, Mama. I want you to come up if you have time. All right? Um, okay. Um, hey, the truth. What's up, baby? I am Queen. What's up, sis? What's up, my sisters? Hello. She said, I thought Hollywood Next was retaining lawyers. What? Wait a minute. Did I miss something? Wait a minute, what happened there? True. What you talking about? If you have time, I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link. We're gonna talk about that. You gotta fill me in on that story. Yes, girl. Yes. Candy said I'm confused. River dance, what? Yes, Candy. Wait a minute. Hold up. Candy. Candy, Candy, Candy. Tell me you did not know that Don Russell starred in the show Riverdance on Broadway. Tell me you didn't know that. Girl, tell me you didn't know that. Mamita, he was a tap dancer. Ooh. Before he started managing a Waffle House. Yes. And he used to try to he had his own talent show, kind of like America's Got Talent, but it was same named something else. And he was like I don't know if he was a creator or a producer or executive producer or a casting director or he did something within that. Yes, girl. Yes. Welcome to 2022, Candy. Hello. Yes. Hey, Shirley. What's up, baby? I haven't seen you in a moment, mama. Um, just he'd have to be tiny to join us. Girl, no, he did not have to be tiny at all. He was not tiny. He was a little slimmer than what he is now, but he wasn't tiny, baby. He was one of those guys dancing in the crowd. We ain't know who he was, but he sure was there. His name was on the program. Girl, yes. His sister told us all about it. Yeah, exactly, dummy. Oh, snap. Like, yes, girl. Yes, this is the government, Eva. This is the government talking about the Curcio hearing and Don Ruffles' conflict and what's his issue. Yes, guys, for you guys who own channels, Truth, drop your link. Um, um, Flawless, drop your Instagram IG, guys. Anybody who's in here, drop your stuff, guys. Drop your businesses. Hey, Jackie, what's up, mama? And Classy J, once again, I love you, mama. God bless you, baby. Me and Classy, we talk on the low. You know, that's my friend. That's my friend. Okay, Classy's my friend. Okay, you guys heard me. All right. Um, yes, everybody who has a YouTube channel, Classy J, drop your link so people can follow you too, mama. Hey, Tasha. Okay, Just V says, y'all hear Shabazz get cousin Lee together? I thoroughly enjoyed it. No, Shabazz was he got with okay. We gonna find out about that too. Let me know what that is. Um, okay. Yes, we miss you, Mama. Hey, Aisha, what's up, Mama? Okay, so Wink says if Don Russell has all that money, he should be able to pay Miss R all the money. Miss Russell, I guess, all the monies. She will be rewarded when she sues Ruffles in civil court. Great news. Who's Miss R? Miss R. It's Miss R. Okay, you need to fill me in on that R, Wings. Hollywood said thank you, or said Ty at long time ago. Or she Okay. She said, "No, I thought you were joking." No, Mama, I was not joking, baby. I was not joking. I speak the truth over here. Don Ruffles, Russell's. Yes, he danced in it, honey. Yes, he did. He sure did. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You didn't know that either? Girl. Okay, I have to find, um, all right, guys, do me a favor. Wings, or somebody, no, she's driving. Wings is driving. Somebody, go to Larry's channel real quick and see if you can find the interview with his sister or the interview with Sharon Winbush, I believe, or with Bruce Kelly. Those three interviews, they spoke about Don Russell. Yes, yes, yes. Larry did too, I think, on his own before he got everybody up there. I believe he did too. So if you guys, anybody, any of my mods, do me a favor, go find that video and drop the link to those videos, if you don't mind, in this chat so that these ladies who did not know that information can go back to, and please, when you guys do go, please subscribe to Grown Little Boy channel. Okay? It's Grown Little Boy Show or Grown Little Boy. He's got like 3 channels. I don't know which, whatever channel my ladies drop, please go subscribe to those channels. Thank you. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm going to the comments, guys. Truth Strong Warrior. What's up, my baby? Did I say hi to Karen A? Hi, Karen A. Hi, baby. T Bam, what's up, my lady? I don't know if I said hi to you either. Okay. Let's see what else you guys say. Okay. Um. Oh, thank you, Noonie. We love you, baby. We love you, Mama. Yes, we miss Classy J, but you know what? She needed healing. She needs to do her own thing because there's too many demons in these YouTube streets. And, you know, God bless you. You already know Classy J. I love you, Mama. She lost her son, guys, for those who don't know. Um, he committed suicide. So she needed to heal. She's still healing. It's gonna take a long time, but she's doing great. You know, check her out. Matter of fact, Classy J, if you want. I don't know. You know what? I don't do that. Don't. I don't want nobody bothering you over there. Don't do that. No, never mind. All my people over here have the most beautiful hearts, right? Yes, yes, we do. We love you guys. Ty, I love you, Ty. I miss you, baby. I know you're going through your shit too, Mama. I love you. I hope you feel better. Okay, so okay, there you go. Thank you, Eva. Is that which one is that, Eva? Is it his channel or is it the actual video you put there? Hey, Jennifer, what's up, boo boo? Exactly. You're so right. That's all we want. They are all very interesting and fun, not only arcade shit. Laugh. Okay, let's see. Oh, she said Karen J and the goats on Bella T is in purple, purple. Thank you. Got the love. Gifts from my baby shower. I was so overwhelmed with love. Thank you, Mama. We love you, baby. God bless you and your baby. God bless you and your baby, sweetheart. Your family. Yes, Classy J forever in our thoughts and prayers. That's right. That's right. Okay, that's his channel. All right, guys. The link that Eva put in the chat is Grown Little Boy's channel. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please, please, please subscribe. He will be home soon. And when he comes home, you guys can enjoy my brother too. Because he is a great, great commentator. He brings you facts. He's funny with his shit, and we just adore him. So, oh, and can you please put in the link as well to his Etsy shop, guys, if somebody can? Thank you. And if you guys would like some um merch of his, he custom makes merch too. Shirts, pants, kids clothes. He does bath bombs, sea moss, those types of things. So, guys, yes, I can't wait for him to come home either. Girl, he gonna take a load off my shoulders. You might just see less of me. Hey, lovely fair. What's up, Poppy? Oh, okay, got it, Miss Rogers. Got it, baby. She should get a pretty penny from Ruffles in the civil court, my opinion. Yeah. And you know what? I haven't found any activity on that civil case, guys, with the girls. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with that. I gotta go and double check. It's a lot. So, all right. So, you guys didn't have too much questions or anything like that, so I'm gonna continue reading, okay? All right. Now I'm going off. All right. So now, let me take a swig of water here. All right. Number 2, discretionary disqualification. Regardless of the severity of the conflict or the defendant's willingness to waive the conflict, federal courts have an independent interest in ensuring that criminal trials are conducted within the ethical standards of the profession and that legal proceedings appear fair to all who observe them. The question of attorney disqualification, therefore, implicates not only the Sixth Amendment right of the accused, but also the interest of the courts in preserving the integrity of the process and the government's interest in ensuring a just verdict and a fair trial. Accordingly, a district court should decline to permit a defendant to be represented by the counsel of his choice if that representation would undermine the integrity of the judicial process. Again, the question of attorney disqualification, therefore, implicates not only the Sixth Amendment right of the accused, but also the interest of the courts in preserving the integrity of the process. So, in other words, they don't want to be violating rights. So, this implicates that the disqualification of an attorney and the integrity of the process. And the government's interest in ensuring a just verdict and a fair trial. Can't cheat, man. Stop trying to cheat. People in R. Kelly's camp like to cheat. Okay, that's it. That's all. Mm. So, 3, conflicts that may be waived. If a conflict is such that a rational defendant could knowingly and intelligently choose to continue to be represented by the conflicted attorney, the court must obtain directly from the defendant a valid waiver in accordance with the procedures set forth in the United States versus Curcio. So, in summarizing Curcio procedures, the Second Circuit has instructed the trial court to advise the defendant of the dangers arising from the particular conflict. 2, determine through questions that are likely to be answered in a narrative form whether the defendant understands those risks and freely chooses to run them. And 3, give the defendant time to digest and contemplate the risk after encouraging him or her to seek advice from independent counsel. By relying on waivers of potential conflict claims, courts are spared from having to wade into the intricacies of those claims. Finally, the need for a cursio hearing exists regardless of whether a case is disposed of by way of guilty plea or trial. A claim that counsel is conflicted is in essence a claim of ineffective assistance of counsel. Likewise, effective assistance of counsel includes counsel's informed opinion as to what pleas should be entered. Therefore, it necessarily follows that a defendant has a right to conflict free representation during the plea negotiation stage. Okay, so Don Russell's taking a plea somewhere. He was going to take a plea, then he wants to do a trial. Maybe he wants to plea. I don't know. I don't know. They're talking about pleading over here. In R. Kelly stuff, when they talked about the Curcio, uh, there was no talk about any type of at all. Hmm, interesting. Okay, let's see where this leads. Trust the process, right? Therefore, it is necessarily follows that a defendant has a right to conflict-free representation during the plea negotiations. Prior to trial, an accused is entitled to rely upon his counsel to make an independent examination of the facts, circumstances, pleadings, and laws involved, and then to offer his informed opinion as to what plea should be entered. Suggesting that ineffective assistance of counsel may be shown if attorneys' dual representation led to inadequate advice with respect to the advantages or disadvantages of a plea. What do you think about that, guys? What do you think about that, guys? What do you think about that, guys? Huh? Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me go on mute for a moment. Thank you, Ty, baby. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you guys for dropping Larry's stuff. Thank you. Yes, guys, please do so. Follow, 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 please. He'll be coming home soon, and um, yeah, we love him. And if you guys would like to donate to him and his family, um, you can donate to his wife's Cash App, $ Cuphead 40. You know that helps him out too. You know, keep him a little float. You know, $5 here, $10 there. You know, we love him, so we support him. The same way the R. Kelly supporters can support R. Kelly, we can support Larry. That's what we do from the bottom of our heart. Yes, he committed a crime, he's paying his dues, but he's still a good man at the end of the day, right? That's how the R. Kelly supporters feel. Well, they feel he's innocent. They don't feel like he committed crimes and he's still a good dude. They just feel he's innocent and he's a good dude, right? That shit just makes no sense. But anyway, let's continue. I'm going off screen. So now, part B talks about relevant conflict. Um, an attorney's prior prospective representation of a co-conspirator presents an inherent conflict of interest. See what I was saying? The co-conspirator thing. Because they're both part of the racketeering, they're both part of the enterprise. They can't have the same lawyer represent them. So, an attorney's prior prospective representation of a co-conspirator presents an inherent conflict of interest, right? So that's a case. That's a conflict of an inherent. Also, an attorney's duties to a prospective client are different than those to an actual former client. So, an attorney still generally must not subs, 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 I can't say that word, subsequently, subsequently use or disclose confidential information learned in the consultation. So the conflict of interest, guys, is within the consultation stage that R. Kelly was in with Mr. Freedman. They only went through a consultation stage, like I said. He didn't get retained, but he did get consultation, advice, and so forth, so forth. Hold on one second, guys. Give me a moment. My son, give me a second. Okay, guys, do I sound better? Or am I still going in and out? Hey, Toon. What's up, puppy? Am I still going in and out, guys, or do I sound okay? It's still going in and out? Oh, man. I might have to change my phone. All right, give me a second while I switch. All right. Do you guys hear me now? Do I sound okay? I gotta get a better quality video microphone. I sound better now? Okay, guys. All right. But were you guys able to hear me when I was reading? Or did it go in and out? Because I'll reread it again. It's no big deal. Let me know. Okay, I'm good now. Much better. Okay. So did you guys get to hear me read the relevant conflict, the first paragraph? Not really, because I was going in and out. Okay, so I'm going to reread, okay? Let me go back. All right, so in part B, it talks about relevant conflict. An attorney's prior prospective representation of a co-conspirator, like I was saying, co-conspirators, right? R. Kelly and Don Russell are co-conspirators, right? They're all part of the racketeering and the enterprise and so forth, right? So an attorney's prior prospective representation of a co-conspirator presents an inherent conflict of interest. So although an attorney's duties to a prospective client are different than those to an actual former client, an attorney still generally must not subsequently use or disclose confidential information learned in a consultation. So, like they were saying, R. Kelly and Russell are co-conspirators, right? And Michael Freedman had a consultation with R. Kelly. He didn't retain him, but he did go to him for advice and to see if he could represent him. So he did speak with R. Kelly and things of this nature. So they did a consultation. So the conflict of interest is due to the conspirators, like I said, having the same attorney. You can't have the same attorney represent you. You just have to have separate lawyers. So, although an attorney's duties to a prospective client are different than those to an actual former client, an attorney still generally must not subsequently use or disclose confidential information learned in the consultation. So whatever the lawyer learned about R. Kelly's case, he has to, he can't use it or disclose the confidential information that he learned about R. Kelly in this consultation. Then it says that even when no client-lawyer relationship ensues, a lawyer who has learned information from a prospective client shall not use or reveal that information, except as Rule 1.9, which would permit with respect to information of a former client. But remember, R. Kelly was not his client at all. He just had a consultation with him. In addition, an attorney may not represent a client whose interests are materially whether any other current oh no, that's the line. Okay, that's another part, sorry. All right. Interests are materially adverse to those of a former prospective client in the same or a substantially related matter when the lawyer has received from the prospective client confidential information that could be significantly harmful to the prospective client in the matter, unless both the affected client and the prospective client give informed consent. So that's why they got to go to the Curcio hearing now. Then it says, see restatement 3rd of the law governing lawyers. See also NYR Proof 1 Conduct 1.18c. A lawyer shall not represent a client with the interests materially adverse to those of a prospective client in the same or a substantially related matter. If the lawyer received information from the prospective client that could be significantly harmful to that person in the matter, except as provided in paragraph D. Example, if both the affected client and the prospective client have given informed consent confirmed in writing as to Rule 118D1. Thus, Mr. Freedman may not use or disclose information provided by Kelly, even if that information would be beneficial to the defendant. So, in addition, depending on whether Mr. Freeman's agreement to represent Mr. Kelly created an attorney-client relationship, notwithstanding that the agreement appears to have ended because Mr. Kelly did not transfer any funds to retain Mr. Freedman. It may nevertheless be a conflict of interest for Mr. Freedman to investigate leads. Introduce evidence or make arguments on behalf of the defendant that might tend to incriminate or cast suspicion on Mr. Kelly. So, nevertheless, conflict of interest for Mr. Freeman would be to investigate leads, introduce evidence, make arguments on behalf of the defendant that might tend to incriminate or cast suspicion on Mr. Kelly. So he can't talk about anything or bring up anything of Mr. Kelly or anything like that. Point blank, period. Further, Mr. Freeman might not be able to provide independent advice concerning possible cooperation with the government to the extent such a decision could adversely affect Mr. Kelly.
Come on, man. I'm 0-6.
The government respectfully requests that the court inform the defendant of Mr. Freedman's potential conflict and conduct a Curcio inquiry of the defendant to inquire whether he wishes to waive the conflict, and if so, to ensure that his waive of the conflict is knowing and voluntary. So he could do exactly what R. Kelly did, waive the conflict, leave the lawyer there. But Mr. Freedman must know and understand, and so should Don Russell, that he cannot speak about anything that R. Kelly told him. He cannot investigate the same kind of leads or introduce the same kind of evidence or make arguments on behalf of Don that might tend to incriminate or cast suspicion on R. Kelly. So next is the proposed questions. Now, these are the questions that are going to come up that the government is going to ask in the Curcio hearing. Okay. Okay, so now the proposed questions from the government. In the event the court determines that the defendant can waive the potential conflict of interest discussed above, the government proposes that the court advise the defendant as follows. I am advised that your attorney, Michael Freedman, has previously had discussions with Robert Kelly about Mr. Freedman representing Mr. Kelly, and that Mr. Kelly and Mr. Freedman reached an agreement in principle for Mr. Freedman to represent Mr. Kelly, which agreement was in effect for a significant period of time. Ultimately, the agreement came to an end because Mr. Kelly did not transfer any funds to Mr. Freedman for the representation. Given these facts, Mr. Freedman, therefore, has certain ethical obligations to Mr. Kelly. For example, Mr. Freedman may have privileged information from Mr. Kelly that could assist in your defense, but that he could not disclose because of his ethical duties. It is also possible that another attorney could take a certain position with respect to your involvement or non-involvement in the crime charged against you or your relationship with your alleged co-conspirators, including Mr. Kelly. Whereas Mr. Freedman may be ethically barred from pursuing such a defense strategy due to contrary information he may have obtained from Mr. Kelly. He would be breaking the law if he did that, guys. In addition, it might be a conflict of interest for Mr. Freedman to investigate leads, to introduce evidence, or to make arguments on your behalf that might tend to incriminate or cast suspicion on Mr. Kelly. So, it is also possible that any advice that Mr. Freedman gives you with respect to how to proceed in this case may be influenced by a continuing duty of loyalty to Mr. Kelly. For example, Mr. Freedman may not be able to provide you with completely independent assessment of whether you should pursue cooperation with the government. Like I said, he's going to plea. He's taking a plea, guys. He's going to take a plea. He's going to take a plea, guys. There may be other issues in addition to the ones that I've just described that can arise in which your attorney's ability to do certain things might be affected by the fact that he consulted. Let me read that again. In which your attorney's ability to do certain things might be affected by the fact he consulted with Mr. Kelly in matters related to this case and entered into an agreement in principle to represent him. No one can foresee every possible conflict of interest. Do you have any questions about what I have just explained to you? Can you tell me in your own words what you understand the potential conflicts of interest to be? You have the right to be represented by an attorney who does not have any possible conflicts of interest in representing you at all stages of this case, including any plea negotiations. If you proceed with your attorney, you will be giving up that right. Do you understand that? Okay, they're going through this again, like they did with R. Kelly. Please make sure you understand, R. Kelly, what we are saying. Make sure you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. So, Don Russell, do you understand what the government is trying to tell you, bro? Have you discussed these issues with your attorney? You also have the right to consult with an independent attorney who can advise you about the possible conflict of interest that might arise if you proceed with your attorney. Do you understand that? Okay, so now remember, R. Kelly was represented by a CGA, which is a court-appointed lawyer, right, for the Curcio. So they're letting him know here he can also have that as well. You are not under any pressure to make a decision about this right now. You are entitled, if you wish, to a reasonable period of time to think about these matters, or to consult further with your lawyer or with another lawyer before you advise the court what you wish to do. In conclusion, as described above, the government respectfully requests that the court conduct an inquiry into the conflicts of interest present in this case. And if the court deems the conflict waivable, the government further requests a Curcio hearing to determine whether the defendant is willing to give up his right to conflict-free representation. Respectfully submitted, our boy, Breon Peace, United States Attorney, Ms. Geddes, Ms. Shihata, Ms. Melendez are the assistant attorneys. So, in other words, the government is trying to say, listen, if you really want this done and you really want this lawyer, you could have that, but you got to waive your conflict. You have to say, I don't have a conflict. I'm waiving my right. I can't go back to complain about this lawyer later on in an appeal, things of this nature. The same thing with the other Curcio hearing with R. Kelly. So, like I said, Don Russell is just doing this to stall. This is a stall tactic. Now, the government's giving him as much time as he's needed. I believe his trial starts in August as well, I believe it is. So, or May, June, I think it was August for him too. I don't remember right now, guys. So basically, hey, this 504 girl, what's up, mamita? Hey, James. James, I have a problem, James. Hey, James. Who else is in the building? Quasia, my girl, I miss you, baby. Hi, mamita. What's up, baby? Hey, thank you for the super sticker, lady. Hey, Aisha. What's up, mama?
Yo, left side.
Who else came in the building?
Left side of me.
Hey, honey. What's up, my honey bunny? Okay, so let's see what else you guys are saying. Okay. Karen A, I think he is Karen.
Yeah.
I love you, baby.
The sniper nigga and I went down.
Okay. What the hell is wrong with Sharon Wimbush, that lady? I don't know. You know, she is a total groupie who's in love with R. Kelly. I'm just lost on her and her antics and who she is. Because she's lost her marbles. She's lost her marbles. Let's see what else you guys are saying here. All right, bad sound, in and out. Yes, much better. Okay. 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 All right. So what we were reading is Don Russell's about Don Russell's Curcio hearing, because he put in to have a Curcio because there was a conflict of interest between the new lawyer that he retained, which I think was dumb. Like I said, it's all a strategy. It's all a tactic just to stall. Because Don Russell he retained the lawyer that was going to represent R. Kelly in the Eastern District of New York trial. But he didn't retain him. But he did have a consultation with him. So he had discussions with him. He talked to him. They spoke, you know. And the government's letting them know that basically, hey, Tears, what's up, mama? That basically that Don Russell could waive his right for the conflict and say he's good. But remember, he can't come back on appeal, man. He can't come back and complain about that. He cannot do that at all. So the government is just letting them know what the conflict is. And the conflict is the fact that he was consulted. He was consulting R. Kelly in his case. He didn't retain him. He wasn't a lawyer, but he was consulting R. Kelly. So whatever maybe R. Kelly and the lawyer discussed as far as the case and Don Russell, you know, Michael Freedman can't use that information to defend Don Russell. And certain leads and investigations and things of that nature that go on, he has to be careful with that, because certain things he can't get into because they are tied to R. Kelly. So that's what's going on. Right. Don got evidence to free R. Kelly, but can't save his own tail. Isn't that funny? Go figure. Go figure. Go figure.
Yeah, they're just pulling the whole team behind.
It's weird. Everything that touches R. Kelly is weird, demonic, a circus show. It's all over the place. You don't know the truth. Everybody confuses somebody. It's the strangest shit I've ever seen in my life, ever. And it's all just to protect R. Kelly's image and the man. And that's sad. So,
Yeah.
What time is it? Okay, I got a half an hour more, at least. Because then I gotta go deal with some stuff I gotta go take care of with my mom. So I was thinking I wanted to let you guys listen to an interview with Don Russell. Shout out to Opinionated News Network, Trent, for this interview. I'm just going to let you guys listen to a little bit of it, and then I'm going to end the live. Okay? Oh, by the way, I said I was going to drop my link. So if anyone, matter of fact, if anyone would like to come up and say something about this, you can. Okay?
How the fuck you shoot me? He's on the left side of you.
I just dropped the link. So I guess in the next few minutes, we're going to do that. I wanted to play this for you guys.
Nothing much. It ain't nothing much. We got the people over here, man. The people that came out to see you and stuff like that. When I put it up, a couple of the ladies, they said that they love it or whatever because you keep it real. So
let me know if you guys can hear it.
They said that's a right there. He checked somebody. I said, all right, shit. Now he went from Don Russell. Now that's Uncle Don. You understand? But you know, first thing first. You know, the people they already know, but this your first time over here, and I might have a couple of viewers who don't know who you are. So can you tell the people who you are, sir, please?
Don Russell, I guess for the sake of this show, I'm known as R. Kelly's manager, but I will always stand by that. I'm a consultant, agent, and friend first. We go back 30 plus years. We street performed together. Grew up in the city of Chicago. I went off and did Broadway and got into technology where he went off and chased his dream as the king and became the king of R&B because of him chasing his dreams. And, we stayed connected throughout the years. I'm in California now, businessman. I own a tech company and I'm running a restaurant chain right now. That's pretty much it. So that's much as needs to be known. But first and foremost, close friend to Rob, real close ally, and I work directly with him now today. And I'm leading the Go team on getting this case adjudicated properly, and hopefully that'll lead to a road that will lead to his freedom.
Hi, Classy. What's up, Mama?
Hey, how you doing? I'm not gonna stay up here long. I'm actually in the beauty shop,
Okay.
getting my hair did. It's a happy day. I just, got word from back in New York that they completed my son's headstone, so I can't wait to see the pictures. But that just makes my heart warm. So at least, when the winters come and everything, I'll still be able to find where he is. So
Right.
yes.
That's beautiful, baby. God bless you. That's wonderful.
But this Don Russell thing,
you made a special one, right? You custom made it.
Yes, it's custom made. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm really
It's
happy about
Jay that's on the panel. Classy J, we don't see your face. I don't know why your avatar.
Okay, I'm gonna let you guys see me real quick, but keep in mind I am getting my hair did, so I don't look my best.
Don't worry, baby.
Hey y'all, see, I'm in the break shot. Yes.
Now y'all get to see her, guys. See?
Yes, but so this Don Russell thing, I'm following it, boy. There's so many twists and turns. So if he's gonna take a plea, I don't know why he keeps changing his mind.
Right. He's just
today
stalling.
he wants a today he wants a plea. Tomorrow he wants trial. So let's just get this show on the road.
Right. I think he wants to see what happens with R. Kelly first.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what he wants to do. I think he wants to see how much time he's going to get.
I have a question. Do you think, I mean, because I know that even if R. Kelly wasn't directly involved, do you believe that R. Kelly had knowledge of what he was doing, or do you believe that he's indirectly involved?
I believe that he's indirectly involved.
Oh,
But
okay.
he knew of the tactics of intimidating Faith. I don't think
So I wonder what kind of plea deal can he get if, he can't really implicate R. Kelly.
right. And it's all because of Faith Rogers. So it has to really deal with Faith Rogers, just like what they did with Michael Williams. They didn't attach Michael Williams to R. Kelly, but they didn't, because I gather Michael Williams pleaded guilty to doing what he did, but he probably said it wasn't in the name of R. Kelly.
And the thing with Michael Williams is with the Cash Jones kind of thing.
Right.
If she was doing it for Angelo,
Right.
then that's the same kind of deal. But he already took his time and he's up the river already. But you're right. There's a lot of similarities.
Right. So even though Michael Williams was tied to R. Kelly because it's R. Kelly's victim, it could be a whole nother scenario. He did it for his cousin who is involved with R. Kelly. And I don't know what's up with Cash Jones, but she was on Sylvia's channel I saw the other day. I didn't even know that. I just saw that. And I don't know, she's full of shit. She's full of shit.
I mean, she didn't even get in trouble at all. So
No.
there's a couple of people who I wonder about, like Cash Jones and
Right.
Dr. Rice. Like, they had some involvement, but none of them are going to court. What's up with that?
Right. That is the weirdest thing ever. So now, but in the whole Dr. Rice and Nicole Becker thing, with Az, they didn't get in trouble. They didn't nothing. They must have, like I said, I guess being that Richard Arline pleaded guilty, there was no reason to use them.
I think that there's going to be some more twists and turns in this. I guess that we just got to sit back and see what's going on.
The circus is coming, girl.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the love and prayers. I will be back, just getting back to myself. And I just started a really great job where I'll be working from home. So I'll have more access to my computer at home as well. So
yay!
I will be seeing you guys soon. Okay. So I'll see you back in the chat.
You, Mama.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, so Cash Jones was on Sly Fox yesterday. She said Faith was lying. Note, who would believe Cash Jones? Right. She was an infiltrator, basically just so she could write a book. She was supposed to be the Savage's publicist. But you're the Savage's publicist infiltrating R. Kelly's camp. So what were you really doing there? Were you trying to get Joy and Azriel home? Or were you just there to be nosy and make books off of it and money off of it? And what were you there for? So she was even saying that they didn't say the whole truth about everybody that was at the restaurant or at the hotel or whatever. And it was, I don't know, for me, it was just all a bunch of bullshit. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Hey, take our Kelly. Is she there? Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was T-Bam. They all knew what was going on and why they did what they did. Bottom line, protecting Arcade because the enterprise comes falling down. Very good. In the bushes eating lunch, stuffing your face. Enjoy, baby. Perhaps they can't prove his involvement. Right. Oh, that's a good one, Just V. Right. Just V, that will definitely make a difference. Right. I think our Bumpy knew about that dumb ass bomb threat. You think he knew about that shit, guys? You think he knew about it?
Yo, I'm trying to shoot through his dead body.
I don't know. Maybe. R. Kelly had knowledge, period. He has knowledge of a lot of shit. He sure does. Hey, Joanne. What's up, mama? You know? I worked out for the first time since I've been on my iron pills. Such a huge difference. Praise God. God bless you, mama. Okay, let's see what else you guys are saying. Okay. I haven't heard her name in a long time. Jones changes like the weather. She does. It's so weird. Like, you can't, you just can't trust people. Cash Jones is compromised by Angelo. He brought her in. That's why you will not see her in any trouble. But I thought she came in with the Savages. Just V, it only takes one slip up, someone talking, and everybody going to start talking, trying to cover their own tails. That's a fact, T-Bam. Maybe they are still collecting evidence on him, on them. Maybe listening to their phones. Government don't want to involve the parents if they bring in cash. They have to bring in hips. Okay, this is good observations, you guys. Okay. Hey, rocking with the truth. What's up, baby? The police. Okay. Right? They are all damn liars. They are. They're all liars. It's like I said, those that flock together stay together, right? Hold on one second, y'all. That's my mom. Okay. I've never seen so many crazies in one small arena. For real. Ty's being a good girl. She's always a good girl. It's people that bother her. She said trying to get hit. I say let them keep talking. We stay the course, speaking on what's being proven, evidence, transcripts, court documents, etc. Girl, you already know I'm staying focused. I am staying focused. Just don't play because I will use my wall to expose you. That's it. I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm a lot more mature than that. I'm sorry. You know, you got people out here that are almost 70 years old, 65 years old, 50-something years old, acting like children. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. Yes, Siva, he knew it. He tried to stop it himself, but couldn't. The girls got courage to tell their truth. They sure did. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for that. Amen. Amen. That these girls came out. Thank you, Tim Savage. Yes. Hips put cash on to the Savages. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought Cash was already involved with the camp before Hips. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, too. James, stop spreading gossip. Oh, blocking ass Tasha. We love Tasha over here. Hey, Shaw, baby. What's up, mama? I forgot it's a secret. The fact that people can just get involved with the gang at will, that's the craziest part. So that's why they kind of put everybody together regardless, because they were all part of his camp, his entourage. So people in his entourage were willing to do anything for him, as well as these fans out here on social media. This is a problem. You're going to adjust the book? What? Okay, baby. I will share your live, Tears. James, I'm just very observant and analytical, but I know you got that sealed paperwork. She's doing it again? What did she do today? Yeah, what time, Tears? Well, if anything, Tears will set a reminder, you guys, and I'll post it on my wall, okay? Oh, okay. Yeah, he did. He did explain that. I did. I did see that letter too. I just don't remember. All right, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. All right, Tears. So for those who are Central, it's 7:30 p.m. for you. Everyone who's Eastern, that's 8:30 p.m. Everyone on the West Coast, that's at 4 p.m. 4:30 p.m. 4:30 p.m. for the West Coast, 7:30 p.m. for the Central, and 8:30 for Eastern. All right, guys? Like I said, Tears, as soon as you set up the reminder, mommy, I'll share it, okay? I think the craziest of everyone might be Juliet. Oh, my God. She is the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. She gotta be a stalker fan. I can't. No, just V, bro. Look, you just gave me chills, bitch. I just got chills. I just got chills. Like, ooh, I'm glad R. Kelly's never getting out. Go watch and listen to her video. She is harassing and intimidating. What, she did more videos again? Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, it's 5:30, mommy, for the West Coast? 7:30? That's only 2 hours. Aren't you 3 hours back? So it should be 4:30 for you, mommy. 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. Yeah, it should be 4:30 for you, Ty. All right. So, guys, I'm gonna play this video, continue with the interview from Apinyun8d News Network. Shout out to him once again. And then I'm gonna end the live. And if you guys who did not see the live, go watch it. I'm gonna put the link again in the chat so you guys can follow it. It's 5:30, mama? Are you sure?
Yeah, those niggas hiding behind the
6:30, 7:30. You only 2 hours difference? Aren't you guys 3 hours apart on the West Coast? Oh, no, it's 2 hours. Right. You're right. It's 2 hours because she's Central. You're absolutely right. It's 3 hours for me. You're right, Ty. My bad, baby. So 5:30 West Coast time, guys. 5:30 West Coast time, guys. All right. 5:30 West Coast, 7:30 Central. I will, Tears. I'm going to go check that shit out. You already know. I got you, Ty. My bad, baby. She said, I don't. Earl can't compose such eloquent but psychotic pose. Wait, she did what? Okay, I got to go see what's going on over there. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for keeping me in the loop. So like I said, for the next 15 minutes, we're going to listen, and then I'm going to end the live. All right. And like I said, I just posted Apinyun8d News link. I just posted the video there. So if you guys want to continue, for those who didn't see the interview, check it out, okay? And go subscribe to the channel. He hasn't done anything lately, but he has a good channel. He does good content over there. Even though I thought when he was talking about R. Kelly, I thought he was crazy, you know, but then he saw the light in certain ways and things of that nature. So, all right, so I'm going to play the rest of this. Here we go.
Okay. How is Robert doing, you know, to the best of your knowledge? I know that you ain't talking to him every day, but to the best of your knowledge, can you tell us how Robert is doing?
Well, I heard from him directly right after court. That was the last time I heard directly from him. His word was he was doing terribly good. And that essentially means he's doing terrible, but he's handling. So.
Okay. And what's the best way that, you know, us who, you know, say that we are advocates and supporters of Robert, what's the best thing that we could do? You know, I had people that you know, follow me exclusively. We mailed in over 500 letters to the judges this week alone. So, you know, what is the best way that you see that we can be of assistance to you by proxy, being of assistance to Robert?
Well, that's a good move. I mean, I've been encouraging people. You know, right now the contingent of followers that Rob has around the world, they don't have a unified base. The other side went through some extremes to divide us through implanting imposters and you know, just fake operatives, ops as we would call them, into our fray. And now Kel's Nation is kind of divided. So whereas we would be able to move and force sort of like the Beehive, and I always make reference to that, whenever somebody puts out something negative about Beyonce, the Bay.
You heard what he said? Kel's Nation. Now, that just goes to show you that he was behind the Kel's Nation group.
Beehive or the Beehive attacks that publication and they get them to take it down. Well, we haven't been able to do that because we haven't been unified. So therefore, our voices are not, you know, rising as high as they should. So, you know, I've been going on the talk show, which is why I'm actually doing your show. And I spoke, listen, as much as I have to do to galvanize Rob's supporters, I'm going to do that because he deserves that. He deserves a fair chance and a fair and an opportunity to adjudicate his case on his feet and not on his knees, which is what the media wants to see. So that effort, you know, towards, you know, allowing the judge who openly said it out of his own mouth, I don't know who R. Kelly is. He needs to know who he is. This is not an average person. You know, this is a person who has fans around the world. He's touched many people's hearts and lives. And, you know, just as if it was somebody that he idolized, he would want the person that's making the decision on his life, or that's presiding over the decision that, you know, that could end, you know, up being the most important decision of his life. He would want that person to at least know how many hearts and lives that they'll affect by not carefully handling that situation and looking into it from every different angle and all vantage points. So it's a great effort. I think you should continue to do that. I've advised other bloggers and other talk show hosts to actually do the same thing, to go out, you know, and get those letters in the mail and write them directly to the judge. If we can't get our voices in via Rob's defense team, which they haven't been open to taking on anything from supporters. I mean, they listen to the gossip, they'll get involved with that part. But as far as, you know, putting together a strategy and a plan that has been launched, because we've seen the other side in full force. I mean, they've been attacking in full force since this thing began. And those attacks have led to defamation of character, have led to the annihilation of a brand. And, you know, most importantly, you know, the exhaustion of a man. I mean, he's exhausted right now. So when is our side going to fight back? You know, when are we going to start pushing back? And, you know, I'm sure the world knows collectively Rob has more supporters than one journalist who's, you know, led the attack to take him down. I mean, so if you look around the world, Rob's supporters in Africa and in Australia in the UK are waiting for us Americans to do something to mobilize the troops in defense of somebody who gave his all to a craft that we all enjoy. So writing those letters and letting the judge know we are paying attention to you is important. That judge needs to know that he's going to be held accountable for any wrong move, any unjust judgment, any not being completely practical and unbiased, when those objections are made, which objections are very important, and even motions are important when they're filed. The objections and motions of what, if we have to go into an appeal, that's what Rob will be able to file the appeal based on how objections are posed and motions are filed. And right now, unfortunately, Rob's defense team is not doing a great job at filing motions, and they haven't objected to anything the prosecution has done. So we can't say that the judge is not being unfair. We can't say that the judge is being unfair, but at least if the judge started receiving those letters from Rob's fan base, people, he would know that the world is watching him as well. And that's important. I'm glad you got the information posted right there on the judge's information. And we should have the judge in New York as well. That's very important. Well, that is New York. I'm sorry, in Chicago as well. So the Chicago judge as well as the New York judge, both of them are very equally important.
We have flooded the Chicago judge Harry, I believe it's Harry D. Leaningweber office. It's on Dearborn Street. I'm not looking at the address right now, but we have flooded him, and I am, basically at the head of what I'm calling the brand of R. Kelly Boots on Ground initiative. And we are working, man, to see him get exonerated, because I've seen several problems with this. And I'm just a commoner. I haven't gone to school, haven't gone to law school or anything like this. But some of the common problems that I see is that this case stems from the first 2008 case that came about. And in the 2008 case, what the Los Angeles Times alleges as the key witness was Lisa Van Allen, who essentially lied about her age. The time frames did not match, and you just saw an obstruction of justice with the Assistant State's Attorney, Shauna Boyliker, and then you bring this same person that was essentially thrown off the stand in 2008 in 2019 to testify before the grand jury. And typically the grand jury, those things are sealed, but they can be unsealed if you argue that, hey, these guys, they were unethical in the way that they brought about this indictment. And if you could go and argue against that grand jury, then that's grounds for getting the case dismissed right there. And myself, go ahead.
No, finish.
No, so myself, as well as Marlena, we called the attorneys a few days ago, and we were shut down, and hey, you can't discuss your case openly, but we were bringing different angles, different things to the prosecution. I'm sorry, not the prosecution, but the defense, and they seemed to be uninterested. And I had heard you actually on other platforms talk about how uninterested they were. So could you speak to that, if you will?
Well, I mean, let's just look at some of the things that have happened in the current landscape. You got the lead attorney, which was Michael Avenatti, who he was the spokesman for the destruction of R. Kelly by saying he was going to spend the rest of his life in prison, who's actually spending the rest of his life in prison for defrauding, one of America's top brands in Nike and extorting them. So, I mean, this is it's something as simple as that is just cause for, the defense to push the prosecution to look back into the original complaints that were filed. Because, the question could have been if he had received the check, would he have went away? And the answer could be possibly yes. He was extorting everybody. So he's someone that's bent law to facilitate a public execution of someone, and he's a noted, criminal himself. He's serving 40 years now. The other thing that I wanted to address that you stated was that you said you were common man, and let's just look at something, man. All law was written by common men. It was called common law at first. You know, we all could enforce common law upon anyone that was, you know, that was breaking the law. And just because it's fancy words around it right now, anybody with common sense can, you know, realize that the laws that are out there now are the same ones that were created years ago. They just put fluff around them to make them feel inferior to something that people like you and me could force be exercised.
Right.
So, I mean, there's nothing that you're doing that someone with a title, lawyer or attorney, it makes no less sense to you than it does to them. You got me all on the same playing field. And if you decide to investigate something, that's no different from them investigating. I mean, and whatever you come out of that with is based on your common sense of how things should go. So you're doing what you're doing is a just service to Rob, because you're taking your time. You're not, you know, being paid to do what you do, and you're diving into presenting evidence and information to the attorneys that have chose to adjudicate his case. As far as his current legal team, you know, Rob's words in this past conversation, you know, when I specifically asked him, "Are you pleased in any capacity with your attorneys?" And it was like, "What can I do about it?"
Well,
and
go ahead.
The answer, "What can I do about it?" means, Rob, see, people have to start realize just because he's a genius in one area, that doesn't make him great in a lot of areas. It's like me, I can sit down behind a computer and make magic happen, but you put me behind a piano and ain't nothing the hell I can do. I mean, so we always assume that because he was such this great musician and powerful, you know, phenomenon in the world, that simple things like understanding the legal process and that he could actually fire his attorneys, he's so scared right now, he doesn't know that that's within his power and his realm to do. The second thing is he knows that his money is so all over the place, and he hasn't controlled his money in years, but he knows that it's so all over the place. He assumes that when I fire these guys, nobody else is going to want to represent me because that's what they've been telling him. When in fact, he would probably get much better representation if he fired those guys, because it's attorneys all over the world that look at this case and they see the injustice and just think about it. If you can go in and take this case, and it's not that hard to turn to change the narrative, but the right attorney taking hold of this case and putting a blanket over it would really change the narrative. But, you know, that could lead to him seeing freedom a lot quicker than the guys that he's got adjudicating this case currently.
Okay, and I got, you know, kind of two responses to that, because I know that you have mentioned Tom Mesereau, you know, of trying to get him in there, and I've reached out to some people in New York, I reached out to some people in Chicago, and you know, I got a couple of thoughts about this as I was preparing for this topic today. And one of the things that I was told to some good counsel in New York is that you kind of need somebody in Chicago who knows the judges and who knows how to maneuver around those laws that are specific to that area. And one of the names that was mentioned was a Brown and Mayer of who are in Chicago, and they're real good, and they may be able to effectively adjudicate the case. But the second thing that I wanted to talk about was just the income, the type of income generating, you know, things that maybe, you know, we can do, that we can contribute, because when we do these videos have a reach of 10 or 20,000 people. And if those 10 or 20,000 people can donate $20, then we got $200,000, so to say. And that's enough to pay a retainer to get effective legal counsel, because this case is just technically the case is written wrong. And if you look at the superseding, you could have thrown it out with somebody post article 236 on the screen from the Department of Justice, to where it says that you can't amend an indictment. Off of that alone, you know, the case should have been tossed out. So, you know, can you speak to some of those things that, you know, we can do? Because we have essentially had you know, several campaigns that said that they were in the name of Robert, and these were basically scams. You know, doing my research, that people need to report to the FBI. So, you know, what can we do starting today? Like once this live is over, what can we do today as far as, you know, something for Robert to get effective legal counsel? You know, so
well, one, you mentioned Brown and Maynard earlier, and that's I believe that's the law firm that represented him earlier on. And it was a father and son team, and they actually were part of the ecosystem built to steal money from him. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the same law firm. It was Susan Logan on one side of the fence. It was Brown and Mayer that represented Rob, Daryl McDavid, and Joan and Linda, and they all profited off of that. And I think Brown and Mayer was that firm. I don't have my notes in front of me, but I believe that they were. But if anybody were to research any of his earlier cases, and that would be, you can do Montina, what's Montina's name? You know, just if you go to the civil cases that were settled in Illinois, our Robert Sylvester Kelly, it'll show the cases that he settled out of Illinois. And I think Brown and Mayer represented him in those cases. So I stay away from those guys. But, you know, what Rob lacks is a legal team. And that's what people don't understand. Like when Greenberg took on this case, I keep saying it was the equivalent of like a traffic stop, you know, for running a red light. And when the officer, you know, Greenberg represents, of course, the officer. Typically in that case, you write a ticket, but until the plates come back. And then when it comes back that this person has just left the bank robbery, triple homicide, and they burned down 3 buildings in the process, then what happens next is that you alert, you know, homicide, you bring in forensics and all of that kind of stuff. And they take over the case from that officer. Well, when Greenberg initially took the case, it was just 4 women out of Chicago that had an issue with Rob. And that was the equivalent of a speeding ticket because he had beat it, you know, based on these women being a part of the previous case in 2008. But when it escalated to this, you know, trafficking, this Mann Act violation, this racketeering, and RICO, then that means that's out of his ballpark. He should have transitioned this over to a firm that had a legal defense company that had a team that they could surround him with. What I mean by that is, in any legal battle, you not just want somebody that's a good prosecutor, you need somebody who can get on there and perform well in front of the camera, but you need a great researcher. And you also need...
Didn't Don Russell one time say that he brought in Greenberg? Or am I crazy? Am I crazy? I remember him one time saying that he brought in Greenberg.
The great negotiator. I mean, the researcher is the one that's digging up all the evidence on the other side and deposing victims and things of that nature. The litigator is the one that's standing in front making the argument, and the negotiator is the one who deals with prosecution afterwards to say, listen, this is what we're going to stand for, what we're not going to stand for. Let's make a deal. So you need those 3 things on a team, legal defense team, and that's not what Rob has. He's got some gunslinging showmen who want to be in front of the camera, and if I'm mistaken, neither one of them have efficiency rating that's better than, you know, my son swinging at the bat for the first time at 3 years old. I mean, so, you know, Greenberg was kicked off for Drew Peterson's case because of incompetence, because he didn't pick up the discovery in a timely fashion, and because of his improper filing of motions. And that's exactly the same pattern that he's exercising with R. Kelly. Right. I mean, anybody who files a motion and couples his civil liberties were violated with, oh yeah, he's gonna go live with his 2 girlfriends, you just lose the ability to win the motion based on his civil liberties because of the stupid shit you put in there about him going to live with his 2 girlfriends. So his improperly filing those motions are gonna come back to haunt us in the future. They're gonna prove to haunt us in the future. He hasn't objected to anything. He should be pushing for a mediation. There's so much convolution around this case with all these women, with the multiple jurisdictions, which he should also be pushing to consolidate the cases. There should be one jurisdiction, meaning the New York and the other state cases should be fought in Illinois. One super, and that's where Rob takes in taxes and he lives at. So technically they should have been all pushed to one jurisdiction, and he should have been fighting those cases in all cases in one jurisdiction, not bouncing them all over the place. in multiple jurisdictions. So essentially, him having a legal representative that is more important with getting in front of the camera talking about his new office that he's moving in, and that's not a good thing that a lawyer is moving into a new office in the middle of a trial like this. I mean, because that means he wasn't comfortable where he was for some reason, or he felt he needed to grow. Either one of those is not good for Rob. We need somebody that's kind of solid and stable where they are, and they have everything in place to adjudicate this case. You also spoke about what is it that you guys, what can you do?
Right.
Right now, as far as contributions, don't send anything to anybody.
Good question.
I haven't seen, and neither have we. Have to hold people accountable for the money that we spent.
Yeah.
And if anybody's pleased, which I don't think anybody, and I'm telling you, Rob's not, is pleased with what they're receiving in exchange for what the other side is pushing out there, when it's directly, based on his adjudication, then send money.
Yeah.
But if no one's pleased, and I'm not pleased, I mean, I don't see anything that makes any fucking sense. We haven't gotten any charges dismissed. I mean, it's still the same amount of charges that existed in the beginning. They talking about this research. Okay, well then do a press conference and state that, we're starting to bring in with anything. I've talked to too many people that are character witnesses against Rob that have known him, and even close family members, and they haven't even been contacted by his defense team. I mean, I think the last time that the judge, which was about a month ago, they had just recently picked up the discovery. I mean, so let's stop ignoring these white boys looking decent in suits and can talk that language and hold these mugs accountable for what they're not doing. They are serving up another king of our nation, and we're sitting back because they look good in the suit, and they claim that they're lawyers and justice of the peace, and we're letting them do it, and we're not holding them accountable. And that's not right now. I think this man's life is in the peril because of, him making decisions that led to mismanagement of his own funds, his career, but he gave the death out to us what he promised, and that was his. Right. So right now he needs us to do what we can to help him. I mean, and that is, don't send any money, boycott anything that has anything to do with it, save the money. The opportunity will present itself when we feel comfortable. Don't just send it because he needs a lawyer, because Rob needs excellent. Not only does he need excellent lawyers right now, he needs investigators. There's a lot of, when you think about the previous case that he adjudicated, there was a lot of research and investigative work done in that case. Well, it should be actually used to assist in this up and coming case. I mean, have you, the old investigator that pulled together everything, I spoke to him. He has not been contacted. And if you're constantly saying that these are old cases, that's every time Greenberg gets up and speaks, he said these are old cases that were brought back up. Well, why haven't you contacted the old investigator? He already deposed and won. Why haven't you contacted his old attorney? He's got one of them, which I brought him in, Jeff Steinbeck, but the other guy, Gleason, is sick, of course, right now. But Junior, I forgot his name. Why hasn't he been contacted? These guys fought it and won, so you should at least have their strategy and their research in your back pocket to get rid of Johanna Pace, to get rid of Heather Williams. All these women that are saying that Rob, wronged them in some capacity, which to me he didn't. They fucking groupies, and they were fanatics. They got backstage, and when he left, that's when they got mad, which typically happens. Right. But the old research that was done proves that part. That's one less thing you got to fight. They're not doing anything, Sam Adams Jr., that's right. They're not doing anything to show that we have momentum right now. Correct. There's no momentum. It's like we seeing the Titanic just go fucking down. Ain't nobody with no damn buckets throwing water over the side. Ain't nobody trying to patch the hole up. Correct. It's just going down. And unfortunately, when we first started, the hole was about this big. Now it's the size.
Why is the ship going down, Don? Why is the ship going down, Don? Huh? Do you know why? Because you didn't present any of the evidence. Don, What happened to that evidence? Huh? What happened to that evidence you had, brother? His lease might just be up. Ton Bella, what's up, mama? Is this mic on? Them charges, they ain't going nowhere. You mismanaged the star 67 code. He got investigators, but they keep finding ish that goes against him. He's guilty. Lawyers can't make evidence disappear. Yes, this is Don Ruffles' girl. Yes, it is. And he's on Trent's Live. I don't know if you can see it, but I put the video link in the chat in case you guys want to finish seeing it. Like I said, I'm going to go a couple of more minutes, and then I'm going to end it, okay? Yes. Because of the star 67. All right, I'm going to finish playing. I just had to say that real quick.
Of a goddamn SUV. So, and the guys at the helm think that they're doing a good job. They're not. We would feel better if they were. We would be saying something completely different. Like, you know, people would be saying, you know what, he's actually doing a good job. That was a great motion foul. I think that should help. Right. No, right now, his motions are not reaching any sensitivity of any judge that's up there, because you can't tell a judge that's got any kids that, or a wife or anything, that I'm going to let this man go home to two of his girlfriends and he's 55 years old. That's stupid as fuck. I'm sorry. Dumb, and dumber. So that's the issue that I have right there. But for anybody to put gas in that car, that's just a waste of money. Correct. That's giving yourself a reason to be frustrated tomorrow when another motion is filed and he says, oh, yeah, Rob needs to go home because he hasn't had a massage in 6 weeks and he's thinking about making another Sex Me album. That's just dumb. You don't say stupid shit like that. But he's shown us that that's what he's capable of doing. So why continue to support that? Hold on to the money. If you're going to put it in the savings, put it somewhere so when the time comes that you feel good about who's representing him, you can send that money into that person. Right. And Greenberg is his lawyer right now. However, Doug Anton had a fund, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly. And from this, we have never received a profit statement. None of the funds are earmarked. So if you are on this stream right now, you listening to the playback, I'm going to say, do not contribute to that fund because the money should have been earmarked for a fund that's been going on for a year. None of the funds were earmarked. And also we have, go ahead, Don. There should be on any site that you're contributing to, there should be a marker there. Every time somebody makes a contribution, you should say XYZ dollars raised towards the R. Kelly Fund. And you should also get a receipt that is a charitable contribution, which means you can file it against your taxes. If you don't see that marker and you haven't received the receipt, chances are some bullshit. That means there's money going someplace that they don't want to have any record of where it came from. So when they take it, you ain't filing it and they ain't filing it. These are things that anybody that should know send the money in. If you're not getting that receipt that you paid that money in, that you can file against your taxes as a charitable donation, and there's no marker to say 600,000, 500,000. We don't know how much fucking money they were raised on that campaign. I mean, all you thinking is your $20 or your $300 been sent in, but he could have raised $5 million fucking dollars right now. Who knows what the number is? He ain't giving us no accounting of what it is. Tell him, you know what? If he raised it on GoFundMe, tell him to turn that page around and let us see what exactly was raised. Right. It don't make sense why people contribute and don't know how much money they pulled together to raise for this man's defense, and that's foolish as hell to me. And also, there was a problem with that fund with the email addresses being changed, and so send me that link for the FBI because we need to do an investigation into the person. Her name is something Smith. I'm going to put it on the screen right here. I received it. Jocelyn Manicia Smith. So Jocelyn Manicia, and as far as it's concerned right now, his counsel is ineffective, but this is his counsel that we have.
And so what we have done, my people, we have done the investigating from a street standpoint. You know, I got over 300 of emails with proof of, you know, of things that we have gotten. And what I want people to do is, if you have the information, email it to me. I'm going to print it off and I'm going to send it over to Greenberg. This is public information. I'm going to send it over to him certified. That way we have receipt that he has it. So in case the worst thing in the world happens, that he gets a conviction, then we do have receipt that it was ineffective counsel, because we're going to catalog it and
send it to the judge too.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I heard is that as a private citizen, you can't, you know, send information or something like that to the judge.
What you can do is, like anybody, don't send one straight document. Anybody sending in can tell about their experience with certain things. So you can say, as a fan of R. Kelly, I know Jahan the Pace or whoever, you know, and I know her to be a person that is manipulated doing this, or I was in an event one day. You can send them your personal experience. Now, if you have some evidence, of course, that should be turned over to Greenberg, but that is a good idea. Send it so that you do know, but also keep a copy of it, because I do believe Rob is going to get a better defense team. I think right now, and I've been telling this to the small team that we have, that's where, and I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you saying something else?
Hey, man, I'm Trent, man, but go ahead, because the floor is yours, man. I don't, you know, when you come, I ask you come on the platform, this is your time to talk.
I think that he will get a better team. We do have we're working on a plan right now, and I do think that, you know, it's a plan to bring all of his fans together globally, and the final stop will be, of course, the United States, because we have to realize the machine that we're up against right now, and the machine that we're up against is tearing anything down, and that means Me Too, that means the media outlets. You know, Jim DeRogatis and those guys who control it. You know, we're up against a powerful machine. So right now, you don't fight. You know, you can't throw stones, you know, at a tank and think you're gonna hurt it. So what we're doing is we're throwing. I advise to keep throwing the stones, but only as a distraction. Keep them busy. We're working on something else right now that we're gonna flank their asses with shortly. Okay. So save all of that, you know, the major support and munitions and stuff like that for this move that we're making. And you'll know that it's right, because, you know, our plan is when we come, you know, you've got foreign countries and diplomats and people from around the world saying, listen, we want justice. We ain't gonna stand for nothing but, and it's a gazillion strong, then it's hard to, you know, to ignore that. And that's what the plan is, because we see right now in this country, they have an agenda. And I don't care how many of us show up, they have an agenda. And they're going to keep pushing their agenda and ignoring our pleas and our calls and our beckonings and everything that we're doing, because they have an agenda. You know what I mean? And their agenda, as part of their agenda, is to bring down, you know, Robert Sylvester Kelly as a man and kill his brand, R. Kelly. So it's okay. Keep it going. It's coming. This COVID-19, when things like this happen, and there's a lot of bureaucracy and bullshit that's surrounding this epidemic. Right. You know, everybody's all over the place with trying to understand where it came from and any of that kind of stuff. But there are those of us who takes this kind of time and we use it to get ahead. So this is a pause. Think about it. In every instance, you got to look at the ones who have the good karma. You know, you got Weinstein, who been sentenced, Epstein, who been in. And then you got this new one, Avenatti, who's been sentenced. Rob case keeps getting pushed back. So that's the universe's way of providing us with the time we need to mount, you know, a strong contingent of fans to come in and stand behind him and force this adjudication to be balanced versus the way it is right now. It's just a continuous attack of him. And anybody who goes forward that tries to, you know, say anything nice, I don't care if you're a celebrity or you know, one of his fans, they attack you. And they got operatives at every level. Down at the bottom, they got the Dana Jays, and up at the top, they got the Jim DeRogatises. I mean, so we have to really be strategic in how we come back against this munition who's actually come up to take him out.
Mm-hmm. And also, everybody who's within the sound of my voice, Dipped in Chocolate has written it right here. I need everybody who I need everybody to go into here for all of these Illinois attorneys. This is the IARDC, and this is where you go and report unethical claims. You report the misconduct of these Chicago lawyers. The Chicago lawyers are Kimberly Michelle Fox. She passed the bar on November the 6th, 1997. You can Google where her office address is. Adrian Marie Cruel. She passed the bar on November the 8th, 2001. Also, we have Abigail Lynn Peluso, 11/8/2007. And then we have Janice Williams Appleton, 11/6/2008. On the playback, we are about 47 minutes, 15 seconds in. Go back to get these names. Please go to this link right here and report the ethical violations that you have seen, such as Kim Fox appearing in Surviving R. Kelly, Part 3 after Lanita Carter. That's highly prejudicial, breaking Rule 8.4, Section G of the American Bar Association. I'm sorry, ABCD. I think that she passed on E, but F and G, she definitely violated that. Rule 5.5, mild jurisdictional practice. How did Michael Avenatti represent people before the grand jury, and he did not have jurisdiction within the domain of Illinois. Rule 3.1, which is meritorious claims as well. And so we need to report these ethical violations that we have seen. Also, in the 2008 case, you had assistant state's attorney who is now a judge who was funneling people over to Susan Logan's, somebody who did a 94 ad within the Chicago Tribune and bragged about how she would get on planes to go back and forth to California just to get her haircut, how she owned 3 houses, spent 4 days a week in Chicago and 3 days a week in Florida, where she owns 75 horses. But somebody who is basically a journeyman, or somebody who basically eat what they kill. How do you have, owning horses? That's something that typically is aligned with residual income and passive income, meaning that you're making money while you're sleeping. And so we need to go and report these things, as how we have prosecutors in the state of Illinois who are funneling witnesses in Lanita Carter, who had a history of every guy who she's been with in a 20-year time span. She has some type of claim against them, some type of child support against them. She says that Robert sexually assaulted, sexually abused her, but we see that she was working with the Lifespan legal team who represents battered and abused women. Her husband, Terrell Carter, I believe that's his name. Terrell. No, I'm gonna get back to y'all, but his last name was Carter, definitely. And she was going through that thing and saying her husband was abusive, filed as an indignant person in that case. In her divorce settlement, allegedly received a settlement unbeknownst to Robert 10 months later, but still filed as an indignant person, meaning that she was receiving Section 8 financial aid, meaning that you had to be below 125% of the poverty threshold. Meaning at that time, the poverty threshold was $18,400. So if you received a $650,000 settlement, you pay your lawyer 35 to 40. You pay your lawyer between 30 and 40%. That's 35. Let's just be fair. And then you pay another 35% because in Illinois, the tax statute is if you make over $312, you're taxed at a 35% rate. So she would have been left with $195,000, give or take 10,000 either way. How do you file as an indignant person when you are 11 times above the poverty threshold? And this is stuff that we need to bring out of why somebody like this in this case. Okay,
right?
To talk about how.
Hey, listen,
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, we need.
I had to pause you, man. I just got goosebumps, man. Hey, listen, Rob would be so proud to know that somebody's taking this kind of energy and putting into, digging deep, man. I mean, you're not being paid to do this. You are the true pinnacle of what, a loyal fan and someone that, that cares about, and the injustices that are going on in this country. So, man, I'm going to make sure I mention to him, man, that there's some people out there, man, that's better than lawyers. and he got a whole bunch of them on his team, starting with you, my brother. I really appreciate what you're doing. And I do believe that what you're doing will move some mountains when this whole thing is said and done, because that is stuff that any attorney should be consulting with you.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He said, move mountains. Guys, have you seen any mountains move? Y'all know I just started smoking my sticky icky. This shit is about to look funny to me now. What the? Where? Did anybody move mountains, guys? Put a 1 in the chat if they did. A 2 in the chat for no.
Because you may have, I mean, I don't care about 99% of the stuff that you say. It may be stuff that they know, but the 1% that you're saying that should make the difference in this case is what they need to know. So opening the doors up to guys like you is something I would be just like me right now if I was them on a group chat or YouTube live with somebody every week just to find out those things that are missing, because you guys are piecing this case together far more better than his attorneys are. So, man, listen, I applaud you for that.
Well, I found several problems. Like I said, I got 40 documents. Every motion, I'm gonna go through every motion, and if I have to myself, I will go through and I will write every damn fucking motion that they need for them and make sure that they have it, because this is a black man, and an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. So we have essentially a New York indictment that comes down to 3 people. Deronda, somebody we just gonna call her Dolores, that's her middle name.
Ariel is one of them.
Okay, yeah. Dolores is her middle name. I don't even want to speak of her. And then we have Faith, Faith Rogers.
Faith Rogers.
And one of the allegations on Faith Rogers is that he gave her drugs and alcohol. He's a grown-ass man. He can drink if he wants to. He ain't tell her to go and get no alcohol. She also has a marijuana charge in Breckport County of San Antonio, Texas. And so that shows that she was already smoking weed a long time before they ever came around. And there is nothing in the discovery that says that this is a hard crime. You got a bunch of circumstantial shit. Or when you're dealing with people who does 100,000 venues 2 to 3 times a week, it's circumstantial and it's actually highly common. So that's the discovery of her. Then you can't. How do you prove a herpes accusation? You can't prove that type of stuff, man. You got Deronda Pace. Deronda Pace has been on Facebook. I lied to him. Surviving R. Kelly. I lied to him. To her own admission, I was done dealing with him. I lied to get into the courtroom 2008. Probation. She was on probation at the time. Came back 2009, was gone till 2010, 2012, Bloomingdale, Illinois. Fake ID, fraudulent possession of a fake ID. I had sent this over to the attorneys yesterday. This is why I say he has ineffective counsel, because I'm just a nigga with common sense and Google. I shouldn't know more shit than the law. They getting paid. Right. If nothing else, they skimming off of the Survivor R. Kelly fund or the Dollar for the King, or whatever y'all want to call it. I should not have more information than the attorney. Me.
Well, and just what you said alone, that's something, man, because the state case in Illinois should be gone.
Yeah.
It should be gone, because right there you just read off information that they would use to muddy. I mean, like when I was first started working with Rob, he was getting these people that were suing him.
Honey, which video is that one, honey? Over 100. I love how you changed it to over 100. honey, do me a favor. I'm gonna drop the StreamYard link. Oh, you know what? Damn, how am I gonna do this? How can I do this and I can play it here? All right, yeah, honey, I'm gonna drop the link to the StreamYard. You're gonna come into the StreamYard and type in the private chat and put the link to the video if you have it. If you have it, the video and the timestamp, let me know. I'll play it. Let me continue, guys. And then I'm about to turn down this live, y'all.
Everybody knew that all you had to do is prove that you was in the room. Send a lawsuit in and they would settle out of court. The lawyers would get their cut and the victim, the alleged victim would get a cut. But Rob would never.
It's circumstantial and it's actually highly common. So that's the discovery of hurt. And you can't, how do you prove a herpes accusation? You can't prove that type of stuff, man. You got Geronda Pace. Geronda Pace has been on Facebook. I lied to him. Survivor R. Kelly. I lied to him. To her own admission, I was done dealing with him. I lied to get into the courtroom 2008. Probation. She was on probation at the time. Mm-hmm. Came back 2009, was gone till 2010, 2012, Bloomingdale, Illinois. Fake ID, fraudulent possession of a fake ID. I had sent this over to the attorneys yesterday. This is why I say he has ineffective counsel, because I'm just a nigga with common sense and glue. I shouldn't know more shit than the lawyer. They getting paid. Right. If nothing else, they skimming off of the Survivor R. Kelly fund or the $1 for the King, or whatever y'all want to call it. I should not have more information than the attorney. You know, me.
Well, you know, and just what you said alone, that's something, man, because the state case in Illinois should be gone.
Yeah.
It should be gone, because right there you just read off information that they would use to muddy. I mean, like when I was first started working with Rob, he was getting these people that were suing him. Everybody knew that all you had to do is prove that you was in the room. Send a lawsuit in and they would settle out of court. The lawyers would get their cut and the victim, the alleged victim would get a cut. But Rob would never knew. Rob settled 16 cases that I pointed out to him that he never even went into a mediation with, that he wasn't at the deposements or anything. 16 cases against people who worked for him that filed that his lawyer settled out of court because they had power of attorney. So like you said, with all this stuff that people are pulling up, if you take the state case alone, which was swing momentum, and what we were representing, Rob, the state case was something, it was a civil case. All they had to do was, it was a contract. And if anybody understands how law works, as long as you don't agree to that contract, the UCC Code 1-308 protects any civilian from a contract, from a corporation being able to put you under a contract without your express written consent. So all I had to do was file the UCC 1-308. I do not consent to contract, all rights reserved, sign it and send it back to them. And those cases would have went away. That's what happened with Faith Rogers. We found the first case in New York. We got the case. We sent it back with some of the evidence to show that he did not force her to do anything. We didn't consent to the contract. We sent it back. It got dismissed. It was brought up first by, I forgot her name, was a female lawyer. Then Avenatti grabbed hold. The lady, Alvarez or whatever, and then Avenatti.
Alvarez, that's
Gloria.
Alvarez's daughter.
No, Gloria.
Gloria Rodriguez, you retard. You don't know nothing. Shut up. You lying ass, tap dancing fool.
Is it Gloria?
Well,
Gloria, right, her.
She got a daughter named Lisa Alvarez. It's Lisa something.
Yeah, so it was brought up several times, but if you go back and do the research, the first case was pushed out of court, and they wrote a document on it that we signed it in blood or some stupid shit. No, that was this thumbprint, which is what seals any document. That's a signature. We sent it back to the courts, and they dismissed it. It was when Greenberg started taking on his case that everything started sticking. He started going to jail. But the state case in Chicago should have already been thrown out of court based on just what you just said alone. You go in there, you present that evidence to the judge, you get that thrown out. That swings momentum. That brings momentum back. And you keep knocking off the smaller cases, one at a time, it brings back momentum. Now, the only other thing that makes any sense to me, and it's if they're trying to muddy the water. Meaning, you keep all these cases involved, you put all these liars in front of the jury, and the jury gets so, throughout this deliberation, they get so tired of hearing these alphas, it becomes a hung jury. Maybe that's what they're planning to do. But even still, they haven't done anything to swing momentum back in Rob's possession, because the state case in Illinois should be done. If you're gonna muddy the water in the federal case, that's one thing, but the state case, get rid of that. We don't even need that to still exist on his jacket right now.
Right. Well, and we have heard the stories and endless stories. So this is a multifaceted approach. We got to take a layered approach here. And I know that you said, you told me privately that you had, several income generating things. One of the things that I was thinking about is that these people have basically, stolen his music. He said he doesn't own his music. Well, he even though he's older, he still sings in key, and vocally he's better after the 2011 throat surgery than I believe he was in the early 90s. Why don't we take the first approach? The first step is getting him out. Step two, can he re-record all of his old music so now he owns his masters, put that under a new publishing company, resell those CDs, and we go out and we buy those CDs. That way we could get around these these campaigns, so to say, of where's the money going. If we could get him on bail and he could re-release maybe 12 play or something, and we could all go out and do that.
Well, that's a strategy, but let me make sense of that. The reason that's not possible, it's not that he doesn't own his master. Rob has every last one of his masters in his warehouse. What he doesn't own is his publishing, and his publishing means anything that he puts out on.
Okay, again, you heard Don Russell? R. Kelly owns his masters. What he doesn't own is his publishing. Okay, so can we get off that bullshit that they want R. Kelly's money from his royalties of his... Please, let's just get off that bullshit already. Please! It's not true. Y'all killing me with this shit, man. Y'all killing me. In my R. Kelly voice, y'all killing me. Oh, I cannot.
The R. Kelly has to go the money has to be divided a certain way based on, and Rob signed away some of his publishing, not unknowingly, to reel in money for his first trial, to bring in money. He didn't know that he did that. It was a 300-page contract that they read to him, and they said, well, this is what this means, this is what this means. When in actuality, he shouldn't have never had to do that, because he had toured enough to have money set aside and enough intellectual property and merchandise to pay for that. That's the money that they were stealing. So you can't re-release 12 play under R. Kelly, because technically he's got about 4 more years. He'll get it all back anyway. He'll get 50% of his publishing back, because that's a law that was written into any royalty situation where after a certain amount of time, the artist gets the 50% of anything that they sold off, they get 50% of it all back. So he's falling within that time frame where he's about to get that back anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, but Rob got 4 or 5 albums that was not released. He got the 2 albums that he finished for Sony that they were supposed to release, but they dropped them beforehand. And being that Sony dropped him, we're planning to launch those records. We've got other stuff, blues records, cartoons, a whole bunch of things that he pulled together, and that's what we're pulling together right now. So we have a plan for that. We just had to get his consent first. Now that we have consent to move forward with certain things, we're going to do that.
Wait a minute. Did he say? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, information man. What's up, baby? Yo. Did he just say they had plans for making a cartoon? Let me rewind that. Wait. I must be crazy. Hold up. Wait. Oh.
Even though he's older, he still sings in key, and vocally he's better after the 2011 throat surgery than I believe he was in the early 90s. Why don't we take the first approach? The first step is getting him out. Step two, can he re-record all of his old music so now he owns his masters, put that under a new publishing company, resell those CDs, and we go out and we buy those CDs. That way we could get around these these campaigns, so to say, of where's the money going. If we could get him on bail and he could re-release maybe 12 play or something, and we could all go out and do that.
Well, that's a strategy, but let me make sense of that. The reason that's not possible, it's not that he doesn't own his master. Rob has every last one of his masters in his warehouse. What he doesn't own is his publishing. And his publishing means anything that he puts out under R. Kelly has to go the money has to be divided a certain way based on, and Rob signed away some of his publishing, not unknowingly, to reel in money for his first trial, to bring in money. He didn't know that he did that. It was a 300-page contract that they read to him, and they said, well, this is what this means, this is what this means. When in actuality, he shouldn't have never had to do that because he had toured enough to have money setting aside and enough intellectual property and merchandise to pay for that.
300-page contract? That's bullshit. Get the fuck out of here.
That's the money that they were stealing. So you can't take this, you can't re-release.
If we could get him on bail and he could re-release maybe 12 play or something, and we could all go out and do that.
Well, that's a strategy, but let me make sense of that. The reason that's not possible, it's not that he doesn't own his master. Rob has every last one of his masters in his warehouse. What he doesn't own is his publishing. And his publishing means anything that he puts out under R. Kelly has to go the money has to be divided a certain way based on, and Rob signed away some of his publishing, not unknowingly, to reel in money for his first trial, to bring in money. He didn't know that he did that. It was a 300-page contract that they read to him, and they said, well, this is what this means, this is what this means. When in actuality, he shouldn't have never had to do that because he had toured enough to have money setting aside and enough intellectual property and merchandise to pay for that. That's the money that they were stealing. So you can't take this, you can't re-release 12 play under R. Kelly because technically he's got about 4 more years. He'll get it all back anyway. He'll get 50% of his publishing back because that's a law that was written into any royalty situation where after a certain amount of time, the artist gets the 50% of anything that they sold off, they get 50% of it all back. So he's far.
Okay, so this video was in 2020 of April, a year ago, 2 years ago. So in 2 more years, R. Kelly will be getting back his publishing, according to Don Russell. So in 2 more years, he'll be rich again, guys. He'll be rich again, according to Don Ruffles. He'll be rich. Oh, man. Let's continue.
All within that time frame where he's about to get that back anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, but Rob got 4 or 5 albums that was not released. He got the 2 albums that he finished for Sony that they were supposed to release, but they dropped them beforehand. And being that Sony dropped him, we're planning to launch those records. We've got other stuff, blues records, cartoons, a whole bunch of things that he pulled together, and that's what we're pulling together right now. So we have a plan for that. We just had to get his consent first. Now that we have consent to move forward with certain things, we're going to do that.
How is it that we can buy how can we do a pre-sale or pre-order? Because I bought 10 of them today. If we could do it.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this personally. When it hits, and you guys will know that it's authentic and it's for Rob because of the way we're designing it. Before it hits, we're gonna go public, and then I'll personally call every blog show that I've been on and let you guys know the support. I mean, you'll know what it's called. I can release the name now because we've secured the name, but it's Kel's Nation. So just be ready for Kel's Nation. It's coming soon.
Okay.
Be careful.
Okay.
And I don't mean the Facebook pages. I mean .com.
Okay. Now, is there any way that, you know, in light of maybe, you know, because I think that the way that you do something effectively is we have people who say that they are supporters, and you don't support in words and YouTube views, but you support in deeds and actions and putting your dollar behind you. So what is it that we could do today to put some money behind this? Because I believe you either put up or shut up. How can we contribute so that we could get him an effective defense, like immediately, you know what I'm saying, or pretty quickly? Where is it that we can contribute to? What is it that we could do? And if you ain't got the answer right now, then we could work on how to get
this. I don't have an answer for that, but something that I would like to see happen is the bloggers to have a union. I think you guys should somehow unionize. I think it's going to be important that you unionize. I think one day what you guys doing is an intellectual property that people are really going to be intrigued with, because you control a lot of numbers. I mean, seriously, you guys control so many numbers globally, not just locally, globally. So if you guys began to unionize, you could be the force that really makes a play. Let's say you...
The gaslighting that is going on right now is the funniest shit ever. Do you see the gaslighting, guys? Oh my God. Lightning strike him as he sits there. Holy shit. He's trying to entice to gather an army of soldiers to go out and fight. Oh shit. Wow. That is the craziest, scariest shit I've ever heard in my life. Listen to that crazy ass man there. It always leads back to money. You see his eyes lit up when he started talking about, ooh, and the money and the intellectual property, and ooh, and there's a lot of numbers. Whether it's numbers in people or numbers in money, it's numbers. It's about the numbers, guys. Man. Don got the masters, but his publishing is somewhere else. Right. All misinformation and bullshit. I cannot. Let's continue. And guys, I'm going to continue, and I'm going to close
set an agenda. You, Texas Diamond, you, Nick at Night, you know.
Wait, let me rewind a little bit. As we go out, if you guys want to finish watching the video, the link is in the chat. Let me put the link again in the chat. So if you guys want to finish listening to it, y'all can. All right. I put the link in the chat, guys. It should be there. So that's the link to the video. If you guys, for those who didn't see it or want to refresh your memory or laugh, whatever, check it out. It's Apinyun8d News Network GED level. That's his channel, and we know him as Trent. So for those who are new or don't know, he interviewed Don Russell. Don Russell is R. Kelly's AKA consultant, AKA manager, AKA security, AKA all types of bullshit. AKA tap dancing, river dance, chicken and waffles owning dude who decided to put in a threat to the Surviving R. Kelly premiere back in 2018, and he is now being charged with stalking and some other stuff. I forgot. It's all bad news, basically. Did I put it in here? Yes, I did. Okay. All right, I'm gonna continue the video, and then guys, please don't forget to hit that like button.
My guys in Chicago, DJ Tyson and Dr. Dabolsky, you guys all unionize and come up with certain rules of engagement. So when we drop him, we're planning to launch those records. We've got other stuff, blues records, cartoons, a whole bunch of things that he pulled together, and that's what we're pulling together right now. So we have a plan for that. We just had to get his consent first. Now that we have consent to move forward with certain things, we're going to do that.
How is it that we can buy how could we do a pre-sale or pre-order? Because I bought 10 of them today. If we could do it.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this personally. Before, when it hits, and you guys will know that it's authentic and it's for Rob because of the way we're designing it. Before it hits, we're gonna go public, and then I'll personally call every blog show that I've been on and let you guys know the support. I mean, you'll know what it's called. I can release the name now because we've secured the name, but it's Kels Nation. So just be ready for Kels Nation. It's coming soon.
Okay.
And I don't mean the Facebook pages, I mean .com.
Okay. Now, is there any way that, in light of maybe, because I think that the way that you do something effectively is we have people who say that they are supporters, and you don't support in words and YouTube views, but you support in deeds and actions and putting your dollar behind you. So what is it that we could do today to put some money behind this? Because I believe you either put up or shut up. But how can we contribute so that we could get him an effective defense, like immediately, you know what I'm saying, or pretty quickly? Where is it that we can contribute to? What is it that we could do? And if you ain't got the answer right now, then we could work on how to get
this. I don't have an answer for that, but something that I would like to see happen is the bloggers to have a union. I think you guys should somehow unionize. I think it's going to be important that you unionize. I think one day what you guys doing is an intellectual property that people are really going to be intrigued with because you control a lot of numbers. I mean, seriously, you guys control so many numbers globally, not just locally, globally. So if you guys began to unionize, you could be the force that really makes a play. Let's say you set an agenda, you, Texas Diamond, you, Nick at Night, my guys in Chicago, DJ Tyson and Dr. Dabolsky, you guys all unionize and come up with certain rules of engagement. So when you guys want to attack, and maybe you elect somebody president, whatever. But whenever you want to go after a specific subject, you guys could be the balance that the world needs. That's what's important right now, creating balance for that media onslaught that whoever they're going to target next is going to need it. They're going to need to be able to call, they can call the YouTube Streets Union and say, listen, fellas, they're coming after me. I need to move in force because Chicago Tribune is putting out all these fake articles, and you guys can unionize all of the rest of the bloggers and them numbers y'all control and attack Chicago Sun-Times. And I don't mean in any harmful way. I mean, if they push, you push back. You say, so that's something I think that you can do right now. One is being patient because you got to move when it's right and it's got to be strategic. But the other one is unionizing. You may control 20,000 numbers, but if you can make a call over to Dabolsky, if you can make a call over to DJ Tyson, and you can make a call over to whomever and say, listen, this is something that's plaguing our community. We need to come together and I don't care.
Starlisha Edwards, it's there, baby. I made a whole video about it. If you go look, you can even see the article. Let me see if I can pick up the article. Let me see if I can find the article. All right, I'm gonna copy the link for this. Okay. Here you go, honey. There's your information. And today also, in the document that I read earlier, if you want to rewind, you can go back to the beginning. I did read his document for the Curcio hearing that he will be having due to ineffective counsel. Not ineffective counsel, a conflict of interest with his counsel. So if you want, mommy, you can go back and rewind and check out the beginning of the live. And then you can check out that news article I just put out there too. Yeah, girl, this was a long time ago. He was in plea negotiations. He was in the middle of negotiating a plea. And then he changed his mind and he decided to go to trial. But he's been flippy floppy. He's been like, I don't know, I should, 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 so he's wishy-washy, wishy-washy, girl, wishy-washy. Oh, mommy, you don't even have to go back to the video. Look at the news article because my video pertains to this news article that I put here in the chat. So if you want, you could check out that article. That'll tell you everything from there. Yeah, girl, this is whoosh, chacho. So yeah, let's continue. And like I said,
what you individually talk about your point of view when you're on your shows, but we are all pushing the same agenda and the same thing. And if we need to tell our people XYZ, we controlling the street mob. And that's literally what you guys, I think, will be a big move if you take the next couple of weeks and you guys reach out across the board and just the bloggers without they fan base behind them and start unionizing. And you know what I'm saying? And whenever there's a universal message, you all guys know to attack it. That is something that's big. That would be huge.
And we doing that quietly behind the scenes. What I'm going to propose right here on this live is we go ahead and just make this I-55 connection. Hollywood next. DJ Tyson, Dubowski, Hollywood, you from St. Louis, Dubowski, DJ, y'all from Chicago. Take I-55 to get there. We just call this I-55. Phases and Dr. Rogers, y'all like the aunties and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna put that into action starting today. I'm gonna start with it, and quietly. I have talked to Dubowski just a few hours ago. Prima Donna, she pregnant right now. We want to give her time to let her go through that process, and once she get through that, if she ready to get back on it, then we'll make that happen when she's ready for it. But let her have her pregnancy and stuff in peace. But yeah, we're gonna come together. We're gonna be a unified unit because if we all are reaching out and we doing 10 to 15,000 views per day. Once we do that and everybody do what they good at, I'm good at this technical piece. I can't do what Dubowski and DJ do, and I have told both of them that privately, you know what I'm saying? So I call them if it's something that needs to be done or whatever, if they need to corral the forces, then those are my guys, and then, hey, Phases, you got the biggest reach. I know that you in here somewhere. So if it's something that you got or something that I could be of assistance with, then, reach out to me and get all my information and I'll make that happen. But, I'm working for one common goal, which is the vindication and exoneration of Robert Sylvester Kelly, who was unjustly charged, who they have torn and defamed him. And once he is exonerated and vindicated, I do want to continue on this because I think that he needs to bring a case for lost wages and revenue against the city of Chicago, who has had $7 million in payouts for their misdeeds in last month. And so we need to really go in and we need to tear down that system of corruption that has plagued Chicago since the 1920s with Al Capone and through the 1960s, through the 70s. We need to break that cycle of corruption in that city. And the only thing thing that people respect is when you take their money. So we need to figure out a way that we could basically do a civil disruption. You know what I mean? We got to figure out how to do something civilly. I'm not encouraging people to break the law, but we do need to figure out how we can do this as a unified force to cause a civil disruption so that we can begin to change this. Because with this case, you know, they are coming and they swinging and they throwing everything that they got. But what we are going to be effective in doing is changing case law. And we're going to stay on their neck, because what Greenberg lacks is testicular fortitude, which is a fancy way of saying he ain't got no nuts. So the first time that he came up against them and he brought up Kim Fox and they didn't do nothing, he ran and he tucked his tail between his legs. You got to keep on knocking and keep on banging at that door till somebody listens.
Guys, I have my email up there for a reason. If you guys would like to buy merch from all things L&J, if you guys would like to buy some merch from all things L&J, please email me. She has t-shirts. She sells all things. You can get in touch with me. I'll get in touch with her. You can email me. My email's on the screen. This is my merch. She will do the job for me, okay? See my cup? My Diva. It says My Diva. It's my cup. Isn't that cute, guys? What do you think, guys? Do you think that's cute? And then it says Diva Divine Light in the back. So if you guys would like to purchase a mug, it's $25, including the shipping and handling. Or if you guys would like to purchase something for yourself and get a mug of your own and put your own saying, you can do that. Just give me your information, you know, who you are on YouTube. Hi, I'm Tyro with Oak Cove, and I would like to purchase something from All Things. I would like a mug from you. I would like your merch, or I would like to purchase something. Get me in touch with I Am Queen. I Am Queen, are you still in the chat? If you are still in the chat, baby, put your link into your business or whatever it is that you need to do, babe. Please. Thank you. Fat boy, what's up, puppy? So if you guys would like merch, let me know. You can email me and let me know and say your name. And you would like a mug with my merch. And if you want something of your own, just say that you want something of your own. And can you reach out to All Things L&J? Okay. Now, guys, I'm going to end this live. Y'all already know. Hit that like button, please. For those who are on the replay, if you would like to leave your comments below, please do so. Be respectful so your comments can stay, so they don't get deleted by my mods, please. Thank you. And if you guys would like to join my members only club, I have tiers there. $1.99, $2.99, I think $3.99 or $4.99, something like that. I upgraded some tiers there, and I also changed the emojis. For those who are members, can you please do me a favor? There she goes. Hi, Queen. She said she can also be contacted at lindahayes99@yahoo.com. All right. So for those that would like to get those merch, let me know, okay? And if you want something personal for yourself, guys, you can also hit up. Let me put your comment up, baby. Okay. Thank you, Queen. So if you guys would like to get merch, you can contact Linda Hayes. I am Queen. Her business is All Things L&J. Linda Hayes 99 at yahoo.com. Okay? Thank you so much. And our sister Flawless also has t-shirts. Are you still in here, Flawless? If you can, Flawless, drop your information in here, please, baby. I don't know. I miss Miss Frugal. Where is Miss Frugal? Okay, guys, you see the new stuff I put? You see the new emojis? Oh, thank you, Truth Strong. Thank you, Rockin'. Yeah, you see the new ones, guys? What y'all think? Oh, man. What you guys think of these? Do you think these are cool? I should keep them? You like those emojis, y'all? If you get a chance, try to use some of them, okay? That's the purpose of you spending $1.99 is to get these little perks. You spent $1.99 so you guys could use those emojis, you know, play around with them. Even in the comments section, guys. You could even use them in the comments section of the video. All you have to do is hit the little smiley face in the chat bar. Because you know you have the smiley face, then you have the dollar sign. The dollar sign is to donate for Super Chat. And the smiley face is to use the YouTube emojis, as well as our emojis, those who are members. Okay? I love it. You love them, right? Aren't they so cute? I like them too. I like them too. I like these two. We got one that says, "Are you for real? What the fuck? Oh, really? Messed up. Shit. Sipping some tea. Amen. Ha ha ha. Get it, sis, and keep it 100." Okay, and if you notice, your badges are changed too, guys. We got one that says, "You're a star." So Rocking with the Truth. Eva has the "You're a star." Ty has "You're a star." What up, fam? That's the new one. That's for the for our newest members. And then there's supposed to be there's some other levels. I changed the levels, the emojis for the different levels, okay? So I just thought those would be cute. Just letting you know, guys. So if you guys would like to become members, you can join now. It's $1.99. Under the video, it should say join underneath my name or next to the subscription, somewhere on there. If not, you can go into my playlist or into my videos and it'll say like member only videos. You can try to click on one of those videos and it'll ask you to join from there. Okay? So guys, I love y'all. Remember, if you want to watch the rest of that video, it's there. I'm going to try to put it in the description box as well. So if you guys want to follow Trent's video, please do so. Subscribe. I love you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. Peace.